when do you think you might have an announcement on the offensive coordinator for your team?
I think as we move forward, we're obviously at this point pretty comfortable with what we have internally. But we have our coaches, as it turns out, are down at the Pro Bowl, coaching the Pro Bowl. So we're going to have some meetings, this week down there. We're going to move from the Senior Bowl to the Pro Bowl, and then we'll obviously all convene back next week. But I would think by next week we'll be making a final decision on that.
Okay, and I don't know if you were aware of what Cole Beasley was tweeting out yesterday about management deciding who gets the football in an offensive scheme, Stephen.
I would hope that's just his frustration, but certainly not at all the case. I mean, we don't get involved in that. We do, the only thing we ever do is decide that, hey, if we're going to, pay players a lot of money, or we're going to trade for players and give up big picks, that we certainly hope that they would be involved. If we're going to do things like that there's a reason we're doing it, that they're going to be involved. But we would never dictate where balls go or things of that nature in terms of the game plan and getting involved with what our coaching staff does to get ready to play a ball game.
And lastly,
certainly Cole, and certainly of all people, Cole's always involved in getting balls and getting catches, and he's been just an integral part of what we're about. And certainly he made a lot of big catches and key catches in games that we've won and had success with.
And lastly, Dak and Zeke, are they up for renegotiating right now or extending?
There's a group, we certainly, those are all guys that we want to be on our team long term. And we'll be working with a handful of really top-end players that we have on our team this year. I think it's well documented between DeMarcus Lawrence, between Amari Cooper, between Byron Jones and Dak and Zeke, that all those players are players that we want to be wearing a Cowboy uniform for years to come. So there'll certainly be a methodical process that we'll work through with them and their agents, and certainly some timing involved with all the above. But we intend to keep all those guys in terms of their long-term future with the Cowboys.
Well, Stephen, we had Jaylon Smith on NFL Game Day Morning Championship Sunday. What a great human being that guy is. I mean, you struck it with him and so many other guys that you and the staff and your dad have drafted there. And the Cooper trade for the first-round pick, you got a lot of heat for the first-round pick, and he just absolutely was dynamite. So congrats on all those moves panning out and getting the NFC East Championship this year for sure.
Well, thank you. We want to take that next step and, be talking. Hopefully we'll be playing football in the future this time of year as well. We've got a good young team, and we're certainly optimistic, but we have to get better and hopefully improve on what we did last year. But
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.